What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Monday, June 30th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. Sorry for the delay on this video. We unfortunately had no power last night, so I wasn't able to record last night. Getting up bright and early, much earlier than we're normally awake, and bringing you guys this video. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Sunday, guys, we went absolutely nuts. Sunday's supposed to be the bad day. Well, it was a perfect day on Sunday. We went 6-0. We started things off with the Cardinals at -125. That was a 7-0 win behind a great game there from Liberatore, and the Cards offense went off. Also, a couple errors from Cleveland didn't hurt. We had Toronto at -120. That was a 5-3 win. Neither starter was great, but Buehler was worse, and the Toronto bullpen was very, very good. We had the Reds at -135. That was a close 3-2 win. Lodolo was solid over his 5 1/3 innings, and the Reds rally for two runs there in the bottom of the ninth inning to give us the win. We had the Astros at -155. That was a 2-0 win behind a great game from Valdez as the Astros throw a complete game combined, 5-hitter shutout. We also had the Phillies at +118 as our dog of the day. That was a 2-1 win with Suarez putting up a monster start in the Phillies bullpen, magically holding together for once. So we'll definitely take that. And we capped the day off with a Sunday Night Baseball win there on the Tigers at -285 as our massive lock of the day. A 3-0 win there for Scooball, who struck out 13 and put up 7 shutout innings. Guys, in Scooball, we trust. So a perfect 6-0 day. Hopefully a lot of you guys cashed in. We're going to jump right in here on a pretty short Monday slate. See if we can find some value out there. We've got 8 games to cover. I guarantee there will be some good ones in there. So let's hop right in. And first up, we're looking at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Padres come into this game fresh off losing 2 out of 3 there at Cincinnati in their series. Not the way they wanted things to go. They'll hand the ball and listen to Matt Waldron. He comes into this one straight out of the minor leagues. This 28-year-old making his his MLB debut for the season. So we'll see what Matt Waldron can do out there. I'm not necessarily holding my breath for him to be amazing, but maybe he'll be fine going up against the Phillies. Not a super enviable start of a spot to start your season in the majors. You would hope you could draw a few weaker bats than that, but we'll see how things go for him. Now, the bullpen for the Padres has not been a huge problem for them this season at all. A 3.36 bullpen ERA. Definitely been rather helpful for them over the course of the season. The problem has been their lack of offense. They've scored 2, 6, and 1 runs over their 3 games against Cincinnati. Their series against the Nationals, the series before that, didn't go great at the plate either. We just haven't seen them putting up that many runs this year. This offense looks pretty bad. They're 22nd in the majors in runs scored. They're 23rd in slugging percentage. Fernando Tatis Jr. and Machado are supposed to be kind of carrying this team. Well, Fernando Tatis Jr. is batting .258 on the year, and Machado is batting .293, but not putting up any massive power numbers. So yeah, just not a lot of good news for the Padres at the plate this season. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Phillies, who come into this game 49-35 on the season. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Braves, so not too bad there. A little bit of a bounce back from a terrible series that they had against the Astros before that. They'll hand the ball in this one to Zach Wheeler, who's had a very good year, 7-3 overall, a 2.45 ERA. His last 4 starts have been amazing. He's given up 2 earned runs over those 4 starts and 0 earned runs over his last 2 outings. So very, very good stuff there. Doesn't get much better than what Zach Wheeler's doing right now. He's not going insanely deep into games, but 6 innings you would think would be enough. However, the Phillies have a terrible bullpen. It held together yesterday to get us the win. Slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Phillies as our dog of the day there yesterday. So we'll definitely take the win there, but obviously, still going to be concerned about that Phillies bullpen. The offense only put up 2 runs yesterday. They've scored 2, 1, 13, 1, 0, and 0 over their last 6 games. That's not great. They've dealt with some injuries and stuff. They're currently 11th in the majors in runs scored, 8th in batting average, batting .255 as a team, 4th in on-base percentage. So there's plenty of room for positives here for the Phillies, but the bullpen is very worrisome and the offense a bit inconsistent. So looking at the numbers here, guys, the Padres are +185. The Phillies are -220. We've got a total of 9 out there. The Padres 20-24 on the road, 23, 19, and 2 to the under on the road. The Phillies are 26-14 at home, a very respectable home team. They're 20, 17, and 3 to the over at home. Guys, I think this is a pretty good spot to be on the Phillies at -220. I think Matt Waldron might struggle a little bit. I think we'll see Zach Wheeler put up a very good start. I'll always be scared of that Phillies bullpen, but on a short slate like today, the Phillies at minus 220 has a great chance to end up being our lock of the day. Next on the docket, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cardinals just finished off their sweep of the Guardians there yesterday. Slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Cardinals with us yesterday. Now, St. Louis 47-38 on the year. They're currently in third place out there in the NL Central. They're 2.5 games back of the Cubs, so doing some good stuff. They'll hand the ball in this one to Eric Feedy, who's 3-7 on the year, a 4.11 ERA. His last start, he got absolutely obliterated by the Cubs. 3 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs. They gave up 3 home runs in that game after giving up 0 home runs over the 4 games before that. So not great from him. He had been throwing the ball pretty well, but definitely a big step back. We'll see what he can do here against the Pirates. Has he faced Pittsburgh? Yeah, he faced Pittsburgh earlier this season. It was amazing. Walked 4, struck out 2, gave up no runs on no hits over 6 innings. The Cardinals eventually lost that game in 13 innings, but not Feedy's fault, obviously. We'll see if he can replicate that one. It'll be interesting to see. Now, the Cardinals' bullpen has gotten much better over the course of the year. A 3.75 bullpen ERA. Certainly not going to be complaining about that, especially after they got off to such a terrible start in the pen this season. The offense looking amazing there against Cleveland guys. 7, 9, and 5 runs, respectively, over those 3 games. The Cardinals' offense has been among the best in the majors, which is pretty nuts. They're 6th in runs scored. They're 6th in batting average, batting .255 as a team. Now they're 16th in slugging percentage, so not a crazy amount of power, but when you're getting on base at a 325 clip, like, you're going to get some runners around the base path. So loving life right now if you're the Cardinals. They're going on the road to take on the Pirates here, so an NL Central opponent. The Pirates come into this game red hot. They just won 3 straight against the Mets, scoring 12, 9, and 9 runs in that series. Absolute domination there from the Pirates. Now, they're only 35-50 on the year, so not headed anywhere important, but hitting the ball the best they've hit it all year long. They'll hand the ball in this one to Andrew Heaney, who's 3-7 on the year, a 4.48 ERA. His last 2 starts have been disasters, getting shelled there at Detroit, getting shelled at Milwaukee, giving up 7 earned runs in each one of those games. No shocker here. Both of those games were losses for the Pirates. Now, in terms of his history against the Cardinals this season, he actually hasn't faced St. Louis yet. So we'll see how he looks in this matchup, but I'm not expecting miracles. He's been really, really struggling recently. The Pirates bullpen, right there around what St. Louis has done this season. Not nearly as bad recently as they've been over the long haul. A 3.74 bullpen ERA is respectable, but not a bullpen that I super duper trust. And like I just outlined, guys, the offense has been going nuts. Now, over the course of the year, they're 27th in runs scored and 24th in batting average, 29th in slugging percentage. But over the last 3 games, they've been hitting the cover off the ball. So maybe that can continue, but also maybe not. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Cardinals are minus 125. The Pirates are plus 105. We've got a total of 8.5. The Cardinals are a 500 road team. Obviously, winners of 4 in a row on the road, though. They're 21, 19, and 2 to the over on the road. The Pirates, 23 and 21 at home, 20, 17, and 3 to the over at home. In terms of the total, you could maybe talk me into over 8.5. I'm not in love with that, but both pitchers have been struggling. The question here is which pitcher is going to bounce back and look better. I'm going to lean slightly towards Feedy bouncing back and looking a little bit better. Heaney seems like there might be something wrong with him. So we're going to lean towards the Cardinals here a bit at minus 125, and it's got a chance to make the pinned comment here on a very short slate. Hey guys, hopping in with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks. Major League Baseball is in our most profitable sport the last several years in a row and is off to a great first half of the season. At StumpTheSpread.com, you'll be able to see our exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the videos. Guys, our premium capper went pretty nuts there on Sunday. We did go undefeated. That was pretty crazy, but he went, 4-1? Yeah, 4-1. Hit on the Orioles as a 5-unit play, hit on a 2-unit play there on the Padres, Cincinnati Reds under, hit on a 2-unit play there with the Phillies, a 2-unit play there with the Blue Jays. He did brick the Mets. That was a tough loss there, but overall, guys, a very, very solid winning day, and he's a monster guy. If you want to take sports betting seriously, you should consider checking out the premium content over there at Stump the Spread, because a ton of work goes into those picks every single day. He uses some very sophisticated tools and algorithms, taking a ton of data points, more data points than I could possibly cover in a YouTube video, into consideration on every single game. So definitely consider signing up for the premium over there at Stump the Spread, and definitely get over there by clicking the little link down in the description to get on the free email newsletter. It's free information straight to your inbox every single day. There'll be at least one free pick in there every day, and there will be possibly 2 free picks, and there will be information on niche sports like NASCAR, golf, tennis, you name it. There could be information on betting on those sports. So it's great information straight to your inbox every single day. All you need is your name and your email address. That's it. You'll get 1 email per day. And it's free information, guys, straight to your inbox with no effort from you. So consider signing up for that. Also, if you're a huge fan of what we do here every single day, consider signing up for a channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos. They get their name up on screen in every video, but they also get access to our members-only giveaways. Now, we were supposed to roll for a members-only giveaway today. I'm going to push that till tomorrow because we messed up and had such a weird day with that power outage. So on the 1st, we're going to do a giveaway. We'll do another giveaway on the 7th to make up for it, guys. So don't worry. There'll be 2 giveaways in pretty rapid succession. So make sure, become a channel member. On tomorrow's video, we'll be rolling for who wins that hoodie. So consider signing up for a channel membership, but let's dive back in, guys, and look at the rest of these games, see what kind of value we can find out there. And next up, we're going to be looking at the New York Yankees going on the road to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Yankees come to this game fresh off of a win there against the Athletics. They won 2 out of 3 in that series. They've won 3 out of their last 4 overall to get to 48-35 on the year, but they better keep things rolling here because that race out there in the AL East is getting pretty tight with the Yankees, the Rays, and Toronto all very closely bunched together. The Yankees will hand the ball in this game to Carlos Rodon. He's 9-5 on the year, a 2.92 ERA. He is fresh off a great start there against the Reds. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed. Unfortunately for him, the Yankees end up losing that game 5-4 in extra innings. Over his last 5 starts, he's looked pretty good, maybe not dominant, struggling a little bit there against the Red Sox. A pretty good start there against the Angels. So we'll see what he can do here against the Blue Jays. Not the easiest outs out there in the AL East, I'll tell you that. He hasn't faced them yet this season. The Yankees bullpen, generally speaking, has been very good this season, a 3.55 bullpen ERA, although there have been some hiccups along the way, no doubt about that. And like Toronto, no joke. So we'll see what they do here. The offense, obviously 12, 0, 3, and 7 over their last few games. Doesn't look awful. We see, Aaron Judge hitting a lot of home runs, not leading the MLB, which is kind of crazy, but he's had a little bit of a downturn here lately. We'll see how things go. They're still 5th in the majors in runs scored and 11th in batting average, 2nd in slugging percentage, but there have been some stretches where this Yankees offense has not looked quite so dominant. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Blue Jays, who just won 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox. They're 45-38 on the year, handing the ball to Max Scherzer. A little bit of a wild card situation here for Scherzer in the early goings. This is only his 3rd start of the year, and he's been decent in his first 2. His first one was obviously the very beginning of the season. He had that thumb thing. So now he's back. He went up against Cleveland back on the 25th. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against Cleveland. Doesn't fill me with tons of optimism here. He's about to go up against the Yankees. So we'll see how that goes. He's obviously going to be working his way back into shape a little bit, and apparently he's going to be dealing with that thumb thing throughout the season. So we'll see. I'm a little bit worried about Scherzer here. The Toronto bullpen, a 3.66 bullpen ERA. It's been very reasonable, over the last a big sample size. So I think they'll be fine there. And the offense has really turned things around this season, guys. It's looking very, very good. They're up to 15th in runs scored, but more impressively, they're all the way up to 3rd in batting average, batting .256 as a team, 5th in on base percentage, getting on base at a .327 clip. Like, this is a very dangerous team at the plate right now. So looking at the numbers, the Yankees are minus 150. The Blue Jays are plus 128. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 8. The Yankees 22-18 on the road, 22-16-2 to the under on the road. Toronto 25-16 at home, 25-15-1 to the over at home. I actually think this is a pretty reasonable spot to look at over 8 in this game. Scherzer a little bit banged up, Rodon not looking his best recently, and 2 teams that can definitely hit the ball. So I think over 8 is very solid in this game. I also am going to lean just slightly towards the Yankees at minus 150, but not really much of a read for me at all on the side, guys. My main lean on this one is going to be over 8. Rolling along, we're looking at the Cincinnati Reds going on the road to take on the Boston Red Sox. The Reds just won 2 out of 3 against the Padres. We loved cashing the Reds there yesterday. Maybe even got a little bit of good luck on our side in that one. Now, the Reds, 44-40 on the year, will hand the ball in this one to Chase Burns. He has yet to figure out a result this season. He's sporting a 5.40 ERA. This young 22-year-old came up from the minors and looked pretty reasonable there against the Yankees. Struck out 8 over 5 innings, did give up 3 earned runs and a home run. The Reds eventually win that game 5-4, so pretty exciting stuff for the young guy. Now, he faced the Yankees. Now he gets to run it back and face the Red Sox. We'll see how he does. I'm expecting him to be pretty good out there. I'm also not expecting miracles, but we'll see. We'll see what he can get done. The Reds bullpen has been all over the place this season. They're currently sitting with a 4.05 bullpen ERA, which is obviously bad, but we've seen this bullpen be very good at different spots this season. So I'm not too worried about the bullpen. In their series against the Padres, they looked very reasonable. So I think the bullpen's going to be fine here against the Red Sox. The offense, 3, 4, and 8 runs respectively in their 3 games against the Padres. Nothing too special, but over the course of the year, the offense has stepped up in a big way. They're all the way up to 10th in the majors in runs scored, 13th in slugging percentage. Elly De La Cruz has taken some massive steps forward, one of the most exciting players to watch in all of Major League Baseball. So I'm liking a lot of what's going on right now for the Cincinnati Reds. We'll see what they can do here on the road against the Red Sox, who are not having a good time. They've lost, 7 of their last 8, just lost 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays. They'll hand the ball here to Garrett Crochet. He's been very good this year, 7-4, a 2.06 ERA. He hasn't given up more than 1 earned run over any of his last 3 starts. Good starts against the Yankees, Mariners, and Angels. We'll see what he does here against the Reds. The Reds can be a kind of weird team to face, honestly, but I think Crochet is going to be just fine out there. I'd be surprised if he got shelled. The Boston bullpen's been very good this season, a 3.59 bullpen ERA. Not a lot to complain about there. The thing I'm going to complain about Boston is their lack of offense. It's been pretty bad. They're 8th in runs scored and 12th in batting average over the course of the year, but they got much, much worse at the plate with that trade. So I don't know, guys. They've scored 3, that crazy 15-run game there against Toronto, 0, 2, 2, 5, 5, and 2. Not a team that's putting up a crazy amount of offense. So looking at the numbers here, the Reds are plus 158. The Red Sox are minus 190. We've got a total of 7.5 in this game. Cincinnati, basically a 500 team on the road, so that's not too bad. A slight under team on the road. Boston, 23-19 at home, 23-17 and 2 to the under at home. I mean, I'm not taking under 7.5 here, but I do think, especially on a short slate, we're going to consider the Reds at plus 158 as a dog of the day. They're playing pretty well. I like Chase Burns on the mound. The kid's got electric stuff. Obviously, Crochet is very, very good, but that Boston bullpen is gettable. Crochet could give up a run or two. So I actually think there's a chance the Reds could find a way to win this game at, a better clip than the plus 158 that the odds makers are giving them. So, yeah, I definitely think Cincinnati has a decent chance to get the win in this game, and they could be our dog of the day. Next up, we're looking at the Sacramento Athletics going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Athletics 34-52 on the season, so not having a great time. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. They'll hand the ball here to Jacob Lopez, who's 2-4 on the season, a 3.56 ERA, and he's actually been really good over his last 4 starts. The A's actually won all 4 of his last starts. A 3-0 win at Detroit his last time out, giving up 3 hits and no runs over 7 innings while striking out 6 and walking 1. Is dominant stuff. So we'll see what he looks like here against Tampa Bay. He has not faced the Rays yet this year, but Jacob Lopez looking great. Obviously, the Athletics bullpen is terrible, worst in the majors right now, a 5.93 bullpen ERA. So we'll see if he can, go deep enough in the game to take the pressure off of the bullpen. The offense has sputtered a little bit. In the early goings this season, they were looking dangerous, but they're down to 18th in runs scored, 13th in batting average, still top 10 in slugging percentage, but they've scored 5, 7, 0, 0, and 3 over their last few games, swinging some pretty cold bats. So we'll see what they do here on the road against the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 47-37 on the year. They are putting major pressure there on the Yankees there in the race for the AL East. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Orioles, though. That's not a good look. They'll hand the ball here to Drew Rasmussen, who's 7-5 this season, a 2.45 ERA. He's looked pretty great over his last 5 starts. In his last time out, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, and a 3-0 win there at the Royals. So very, very good stuff. We'll see what he looks like here against the Athletics. Has he faced the Athletics this year? No, he has not. I didn't think he had. So yeah, Rasmussen, a Redbeard brother, he's looked pretty good here recently, and I'm pretty excited about what he's been doing out there. The Tampa Bay bullpen, very serviceable guys. They're sitting at what? Oh, they've been struggling lately a little bit. That's 100% right. A 3.75 bullpen ERA there for Tampa Bay. I think that bullpen's actually a little bit better than that number would indicate, but we'll see. We'll see what they get going here. Now, at the plate, Tampa Bay has been a bit all over the place. They're currently 6th in the majors in runs scored and 2nd in batting average, so it's mostly been good, but that's been over their last, I would say, 40 or something games. They really turned things around at the plate. There was a lot of struggling going on there for the Rays in their early bit, but recently, guys, they're hitting the ball pretty well. So look at the numbers for this game, guys. Some interesting ones. The Athletics are plus 158. The Rays are minus 190. We've got totals out there of 8.5 or 8. The Athletics are 19-25 on the road. They are 20-19-5 to the over on the road. Tampa Bay 27-23 at home, 28-19-3 to the under at home. I think this is actually a really good spot to look at under 8.5. I think Rasmussen will be very good. I think Jacob Lopez will be very good in this outing. Now, I obviously think the Rays are going to find a way to win this game, but I think it's going to be very low scoring. So my bigger lean on this one is going to be under 8.5, and I actually think it's got a really good chance to make it to the pinned comment. Rolling along here, guys, we're looking at the Baltimore Orioles going on the road to take on the Texas Rangers. The Orioles come into this game 36-47 on the year. Now, they did just win 2 out of 3 there against the Rays, and they had that crazy 22-run game they put up in game 1 of that series, but that has not been the norm for Baltimore this season. They haven't had a great time. They're handing the ball here to Trevor Rogers, who's 1-0, a 1.62 ERA. He has had a pretty good time. Well, I mean, he's had 3 starts. 2 of them have been excellent. 1 of them was terrible. He struggled against Tampa Bay, but his last time out, he went 8 innings, gave up 3 hits and no runs to the Texas Rangers. And now he gets to run it back against the Rangers. So we'll see if he can put something like that together again. It's not impossible. Sometimes when you have a couple starts in rapid succession against the same team, it can get a little sketchy. So we'll see what happens with Trevor Rogers. Obviously, we love the way he threw the ball in his last start and just in general this season. So we'll see what he can do. The Orioles bullpen has obviously had its struggles this year. A 4.54 bullpen ERA is not great. It's been something that's definitely partially held this team back, but what's really held them back this year is their lack of offense. And I know it's funny to talk about a team lacking offense when they just put up a 22-run game in their last series, but over the course of the year, they've looked drastically worse than last season, guys. They're 23rd in batting average. They're 22nd in runs scored. They're all the way down to league average and slugging percentage. Like, gone is the Orioles team of last season that was just putting up crazy power numbers all year long. So we'll see if they can find some power numbers here against the Rangers, who come into this game losers of 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. They'll hand the ball to Patrick Corbin. This veteran is 4-7 on the year, a 4.24 ERA. His last couple starts looked pretty bad. He gave up 9 hits and 5 earned runs over 5 innings in a 6-0 loss at Baltimore back on the 23rd, and that was his last time out. Now he's got to run it back against the I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if he's gonna have a good time here against Baltimore. We'll see. We'll see what Corbin does in this one. I don't know. I don't have a lot of great things to say about the Rangers. I mean, their bullpen's good. A 3.33 bullpen ERA. Sure, your bullpen's solid. Your pitching staff in general is good. But the offense, guys, they're 25th in runs scored, 28th in batting average, batting .227 as a team. They're 29th in on-base percentage, getting on base at under a 300 clip. Like, this is not a good team at the plate at all. So looking at the numbers here, the Orioles are -110. The Rangers are -105. We've got a total of 8.5. Baltimore 7-25 on the road. 28-13-1 to the under on the road. That's an MLB best to the under on the road. The Rangers 24-18 at home, 30-12 to the under at home. That's an MLB best to the under at home. We have to very much consider under 8.5 in this game. I mean, in terms of a side, I'll lean slightly towards the Orioles under the impression that Trevor Rogers might have another lights out game, but I think we definitely have to consider under 8.5 here. Even if Corbin has a bad outing, the Rangers bullpen should come in and shut things down. Rogers should look really good and has shown the capability of going deep into games. So yeah, definitely give me a good hard look at under 8.5. Next up, guys, we've got the Kansas City Royals going on the road to take on the Seattle Mariners. The Royals 39-45 on the season. They lost 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers and not having the season that I would have imagined for them. I thought they're going to be just fine, do something similar to last year. Well, it's not looking like it so far. They'll hand the ball here to Michael Wacha, who's 4-7 this season at 3.33 ERA. His last time out, tried to pitch out of trouble there. 6 innings, 9 hits, only 3 earned runs against the Tampa Bay Rays, thanks to striking out 9, but he's been all over the place this season, looking pretty inconsistent. The Royals are only 2-3 over his last 5 games. Now he's got to go up against the Mariners, like not the weakest team at the plate this season by any stretch. So we'll see what Wacha can do. The Royals bullpen, a 3.55 bullpen ERA, been very steady this season. Not dominant necessarily, but very good. The problem for the Royals is they got no offense, guys. They are the worst offense in the majors in terms of runs scored. They are 26th in slugging percentage. Just not a lot of bats out there. Like, I'm not going to say it's 100% to embarrassing levels, but it's pretty close. Like, the Royals offense is bad, like really, really bad. And they're going to have to come up with some runs here against the Mariners, who are not that bad at the plate this year. They're 43-40 on the year. They just won 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. They'll hand the ball here to George Kirby, who's 1-4 this season, a 5.40 ERA. His last start, he was excellent at the Twins. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run allowed. Unfortunately for him, the Mariners lose that game 2-0, but he's been looking pretty good. Over his last 5 starts, he's given up more than 2 earned runs only once, and that was against the Cubs. He's been throwing the ball really, really well. Now he gets to go up against a terrible offense, so I expect a very good day from him. The Mariners bullpen's been pretty steady this year as well, a 3.64 bullpen ERA. Not going to complain too much about that. The offense has been drastically improved. I'm not going to say they're amazing. They are 12th in runs scored, 16th in batting average, 9th in on-base percentage, 12th in slugging percentage. They've got Cal Raleigh on their team, so they've got the biggest home run threat so far of the season on their team. So yeah, a lot of stuff to like right now for the Mariners. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Royals are plus 135. The Mariners are minus 160. We've got a total of 7.5. The Royals are 19-21 on the road. They're 23-16-1 to the under on the road. Seattle 20-19 at home. 20-16-3 to the over at home, which is crazy to see the Mariners are an over team on anything after what they did last year. But looking at the numbers here, guys, I think this is a pretty decent spot to back the Mariners at minus 160. I think Kirby's in for a good start. The Royals, I'm never going to trust them to score many runs. Walk has been a bit inconsistent, so I feel like the Mariners can find a way to get a run or two off of him. Now, in terms of the total, I'm definitely going to lean towards under 7.5. It's a little number, so it might not end up in the pinned comment. And, you know, the Walk is capable of an implosion. The Mariners could put up 8 runs all on their own, so I'll probably stay away from that and just lean towards the Mariners. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the San Francisco Giants going on the road to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Giants come into this one probably a little bit disappointed. They just lost 2 out of 3 at the White Sox. They're going to hand the ball here to Logan Webb, who's 7-5 this year, a 2.52 ERA. His last start, very good stuff. I mean, 6 innings, 6 hits, and 2 earned runs against the Marlins isn't anything special, especially when you see the Giants lose that game 8-5 in extra innings. Now, he had looked lights out in his 3 or 4 starts before that. I have nothing negative to say about how Logan Webb has pitched this season. We'll see what he can do here against the Diamondbacks. Obviously not the easiest team to face. He hasn't faced them yet this season, but I'm expecting Logan Webb to find a way to be successful out there. Now, the Giants bullpen has also been amazing. The best bullpen in the majors here, but recently they've had a little bit of trouble, a few bumps in the road, all the way up to a 2.91 bullpen ERA, not the number that we've seen from them the vast majority of the season. Now, the offense has been a struggle for the Giants. They scored 2, 0, and 3 runs respectively over that 3-game series against the White Sox. They got swept by the Marlins, scoring 5, 5, and 2, so that's not 100% the offense's fault, but it's not 0% the offense's fault either. They are 21st in the majors in runs scored. They are 25th in the majors in batting average, batting only .230 as a team. Just not a lot of exciting bats out there for the Giants this year. Obviously, they made a big move to try and acquire one. We'll see if that can turn their entire offense around, but so far, that has not been the case. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Diamondbacks, who are 41-42 on the year. Once again, another team, guys, not having the season they imagined. They just got swept by the Marlins. They've lost their last 4 in a row, 3 losses to the Marlins and a loss against the White Sox. That's a bad look, guys. That's just straight up a bad look. So we'll see what they can do here at home, handing the ball to Ryan Nelson, who sporting a 3.71 ERA. His last 4 outings have all been starts. The Diamondbacks are 3-1 over that stretch. He's had one terrible start where he gave up 7 runs at Cincinnati, but then he gave up 1 unearned run, 1 earned run, and 1 earned run respectively. So giving up 1 run in each of his last 3 games in wins against the Padres, the Blue Jays, and the White Sox. So we'll see what he does in this game. I'm expecting him to be pretty good against the Giants, I'll be honest. Now, let's see if he's got any history against the Giants this season. No, he does not. Okay, so we'll see what Ryan Nelson can do, but I'm expecting him to be good. I'm expecting the Diamondbacks bullpen to be bad, though. A 5.31 bullpen ERA is not great. It's 3rd worst in the majors, so that's been a huge weakness for this team. And the offense has been hitting it. That hasn't been the problem. They've scored 4, 7, 8, and 3 runs over their last 4 games, all of which were losses. They're 3rd in the majors in runs scored, 9th in batting average, 3rd in slugging percentage. But when your pitching staff sucks, that's not always going to be enough. So we'll see what they can get done in this one, guys. The Giants are minus 155. The Diamondbacks are plus 130. We've got a total of 8 in this game. San Francisco is 20-22 on the road, 20-20-2 to the over-under on the road. Arizona, 20-21 at home, 20-18-3 to the over at home. This is a bit of a tough spot. I actually lean a bit towards the Diamondbacks here at plus 130. Despite Logan Webb being on the mound, I haven't liked what I've seen from the Giants. I have really liked what I've seen from Ryan Nelson, so I do like Arizona a little bit in this spot, but probably not enough to put it in the pinned comment or to bump off the Reds there as our dog of the day. It's a little bit rough. But I do think Arizona at home against a struggling Giants team, even if Logan Webb has a good outing, which he probably will, that Giants bullpen hasn't looked unhittable recently. So a slight lean in this one towards the Diamondbacks. That's all the games we have today, guys, on a very short Monday slate. Unfortunately, with that power outage, we weren't able to record and get this one out, around midnight last night like we like to for you guys. But yeah, had some crazy weather, got some limbs down in the backyard, so we'll see. But everything should be fine. Guys, I really appreciate everybody that watches these videos. Hit that like button for good luck on your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. You can click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com, get on that free email list. It's great information straight to your inbox every single day. Guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.